Lesson 79. Let me recognize the problem so that it may be solved. We talked about this before. Any kind of problem that you have, it's all the same, whether you lost your keys or you're in debt. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. So we think we have multitudes of problems. We think this problem I resolved, and then another one creeps up, and then another one, and another one, and ones that you think going away all of a sudden creep up again, and they never get resolved. And you feel like you failed. You feel miserable. Depression comes in. But what you need to recognize here is there's only one problem. All these different forms of problems that everyone has throughout the world are meant to disguise what our one true problem is. We have one problem, and that is we think we're separate from God. We think we're separate from everybody else. It's all about me. We think we are separate from God, and that is our only problem. So when all these problems creep in here today, I want you to ask yourself, what is the real problem here? It's because I believe I'm separate from God. I believe that I'm really here having this issue, when in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything. So the only problem that you have is you believe that you are separated. This is huge for today. This is your only problem. God is perfect. He's unchanging. He extends only love. All life is one life. Sometimes we might ask, how did this all come about? How could a perfect God have this dream? How could he create this? Just asking that question, you're stating that this world is real. So we have to back up and say, this world isn't real. This doesn't exist. It's all over with. It's all a dream. It's just this little tiny fragment of a big bang that went out, and it's already been resolved. So let's try to recognize the problem. Let's not let our separation get to us, a judgment, attack get to us. Let's not get back into this guilt, fear cycle today. And because we separated from God, we feel that we have sinned. Sin isn't real, and that's what made the Big Bang, and that's what makes us feel guilty all the time. We feel guilty that we think we're separate from God. We feel rejection over and over with everybody, with everything. Everything we do is wrong. I can never do it good enough. Everything always ends up being in some big disaster, some big problem. We have this fear of wrath that we projected outward, and it just exploded in this big bang of fear and problems and hatred and this feeling in our heart of discontentment. But we just have to realize our only problem is we think we are separate from God. And we have to remember we're all one and the same. We think evil is everywhere out there except for us. But we're the one that needs to look at our wrong mind. We need to have this mind shift from condemnation to forgiveness. Atonement is awakening from this dream and returning to God. So let's try this today. And as we do this, we affect the minds of others. Any negative things that we do affect the minds of others, and it gets worse and worse and spirals worse and worse. Any positive things we do help sort of give this little twinkling of lights within other minds to awaken. So let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. The problem is you think you're separate. Just try this for today.